Oh snap. Looks like the channel is active. Looking good. Cool. Alright, let's bring up my dashboard real quick. Looks like everything is going proper. Mess on my station right now. Just did some filming of some tutorials, which you guys will see soon. Do a quick refresh, make sure this is working properly. Alright, looks like it is. Awesome. Ooh, what are you doing? Come back, chat. Come back. Alright. It shows everything. It looks good. Let me do another quick refresh before I sit down and start working. Alright, looks like everything is good to go. Fantastical. Fantastical. Slide that over, and my apologies, guys. This is very impromptu. Not planned today, but here we are nonetheless. Let's get that going. Alright. Fantastic. Alright. Let's get these things out of the way. And actually, we're gonna have to get our paint palette. Paint palette. I use this enough, you'd think I would not forget it. One would think. But I still do. It happens. Oops. Turn up my volume here. You guys probably won't hear my music, but it's nice for me to have some background noise. Alright. Let me get some of this stuff off my desk here. Like I said, I was working on some stuff for videos. Had a mess. Okay. I'm grabbing some Primaris dudes. Primaris dudes. let's take a gander at what we have left to edge highlight here. Hopefully we are making better progress than I realized. That will be good for the client and good for me. So get these out the door quickly. Much quickly. Alright, looks like... Let's just start grabbing some. Oops. Just gonna start tossing some guys down here. So right now, a lot of my edge highlighted ones are mixed in with the unhighlighted ones. I had them in the proper thing, but the storage box they're sitting in has been slid. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting them from the right side here. So I think that might be all that's left in this box that needs edge highlights. And if that is the case, I have mostly Centurions left to do, which is good news. Okay, let's go ahead and mix up some paint here. I know watching me edge highlight is the epitome of painting stuff, but hanging out and painting is fun. You guys are welcome to share with me what it is you are working on. As always, if you are watching the stream, you will be earning points and so forth while you hang out. And I will definitely be interested to see what you're doing. So feel free to share if you all wish, or you could just listen to me ramble, which we know I like to do. It is one of my things. I don't think I've live streamed any painting stuff on a Friday yet, so not sure what to expect hangout-wise. I can't fault you guys for not showing up if you are actually doing important real-life things or gaming, because gaming is also good, which I'll be doing later on the PC. No tabletop gaming today. I had to get stuff pre-filmed for when I go on vacation, so I have stuff to toss up there for you guys to watch. So let's go ahead and get some... Start working on some edge highlights here. There we go. There we go. And don't worry, and this project will hopefully be done soon, so you get to see me work on other stuff. And if you don't get to see me work on commission stuff, then you might actually get to see me work on some of my models. I'm contemplating talking with Austin from Death Ray Designs. He has mentioned the last 5 years running allowing me to come with him to Adepticon. I've declined because working on commissions made more sense to make money than to go to a convention and spend money. However, I'm thinking about maybe taking him up on the offer this year if he wants to do a collaboration with me and do like a display board. I could go and bring my Ultramarines and have them on display at his booth, which would be pretty sweet. So, we'll see if that happens. Don't know what kind of song this is. Skip! go. Pretty excited about getting my new HD capture when it comes in, because I'll be able to, you guys on YouTube that watch these after fact will be able to see the chat where people respond or ask questions, and I'll be able to do more with my overlays and hopefully set it up where it'll pick up my desktop audio, so you'll get some background music and stuff as well. So that will be awesome. It will be awesome. Okay. So let's get this little neck done. Awesome, Vespa. Sorry if I didn't respond quick enough. I was kind of my own little world painting, which happens. I hope they work well for you. Are you familiar with Master Series brush soap? If you're not familiar with that, I recommend picking it up, because if you're going to buy good brushes, you might as well keep those good brushes clean, and the Master Series brush soap will be awesome for you. I also use it on my crappy brushes too, but I mean, anything to increase longevity, but especially on your expensive ones. Awesome. Fantastic, dude. Good job. You are ahead of the game. I didn't know about brush soap or brush cleaner stuff like that when I first started, so I was just like using water, which is what I rinse with, but you know, you need to do a good thorough cleaning, and I didn't know that, and I was just going through brushes left and right, it wasn't terrible at the time because I was using cheap brushes, but now, if I was going through my expensive brushes like I was going through my cheap brushes, I'd be in extreme debt right now, because I was going through brushes so fast. But now I know better brush maintenance. Yep, and that's the thing, man. You got a lot of artists that go on there, especially for this brush size, and they're buying them for miniature wargaming painting, and they get the Master's brush soap with it. It's good stuff. But yep, Amazon did not steer you wrong. And if you're not painting high volumes of minis like I do, that brush soap's gonna last you forever, man. I go through like a puck of it like every 2 months or so. But yeah, probably last you a while, which is good. Tis very good, very good. I'm not sure if you have seen my Facebook page, but I did some converting stuff today. I filmed it. It's for a non-live stream video because I'm going to be on vacation here soon, so I filmed some stuff to throw up while I'm gone. And if you're interested, I can show you the converted dudes if you like. They're sitting here. I'm not sure if you play Space Marines or not, or even what game you're working on. I mean, you could be doing Infinity or War Machine or Malifaux for that matter, so you may not be playing Marines at all, but if you're into Warhammer, I can show you. They're going to be up for the live stream tutorials in a few weeks, hopefully, and I'll give them away. It didn't quite go on the way I wanted. Can't get that angle right, so I have to manually do it. Hey, Sleep Monster, what's up, buddy? I'm back at it, working on Edge, Height, Light, and Moral, Imperial Fists. Yep. I wasn't planning to stream painting, but I was in here doing some traditional filming of an assembly of 2 count as HQ models, and figured I was going to paint anyway, get a couple hours of work in on the actual commission, and figured, well, since I'm sitting here, might as well live stream it, you know, hang out. People want to show up, they want to show up. If not, they don't. And I'm not sure if you've got me followed on Facebook. If not, I can show you what I was working on today if you'd like to see it, conversion wise. I guess I should have prefaced that. I mentioned the Facebook because I posted a preview over there, but Give me 1 second. Let me finish up this model and I'll grab them. They're sitting right next to me. They're just light conversions, but I think they'll be cool, and I think the average person can easily replicate it with similar bits. Doesn't take very long to do. Especially with these new snap together Primaris Marines. Might as well try and find a way to make them look good and cool. Hey, Bob. Thank you, thank you. That's not freehand. I wish it was. This has got it's etched into the plastic, so that's just a wash. But we can pretend like I freehanded it, right? He is not 30K. This guy's got a 30K helmet and 30K backpack on him. So, you see the difference in the backpack. This is true. We could just say it's bending the truth. Yeah, that yellow didn't quite come through as bright as I wanted. I mean, I could be. I'll use my Twitch platform and I'll get all you guys to vote for me. I'll be the president. I'll fill my cabinet like I was preparing for a 40K war. I'll have my War Master and, you know, Master of the Fleet and Master Astropath, and you can only be part of my political cabinet if you play minis games. If you don't have a minis army, too bad. Alright, let's get this guy's helmet done real fast. I mean, after all, if you can't show some dedication to a miniature wargame army, how can you be dedicated to your constituents? I mean, you know, come on here. Yep. I can't play Space Marines. We got too many of those in the White House already. Can't have any more Space Marines players. We need some Xenos. Cool. Alright. This is true. Alright. So Bob, you saw these on Facebook. Sleep Monster has not saw them. So, this is gonna be a Black Templar. I did a video session where I recorded it and I explained how to do it. It's real simple. It's just a couple of bits, but I went over pinning, so how to pin the hands to make sure that they're less likely to fall out, how to pin the banner so it's less likely to pop out. But I think given the fact these are snapped together, they look cool, and I used a Centurion head on them, which worked out pretty well, I thought. The other one is a Space Wolf, which I thought turned out pretty cool. His head fit in there pretty decently. Got him a little storm shield or combat shield or whatever you want to call it. I put that little thing on. I had to do some shaving around the knee to get it to go on, but it's on there. little backpack. I didn't have to pin these because of the way they mount. I did pin the backpack, so in that video I explained pinning as well. And then this one had to take a little bit more converting. I really just kind of shaved it down to make the tube meet the elbow and kind of look flush, because this wasn't supposed to be on there, obviously. And he's got a little Space Wolf Thunderhammer. Now, fun fact, I didn't realize this till Josh brought it up, but Primaris models don't get these cool things. They can't take Thunderhammers and Storm Shields. They can take a power sword, but they can't take a pistol. Well, this is a 40k or 30k pistol, but they don't get pistols. They get some weird bolt gun. So this one's close to a count as. Just use that as the bolt gun, and the power sword's proper. This is not. It's not even close. So you'd have to use it as a count as other type of HQ, or just a stand-in. You know, this is my Primaris captain, but he doesn't have those actual weapons. He just looks cool. You know, I was just trying to do something different and show that you could convert these and make them look cool. And these are just the standard snap ones from that one $40 box or $15 box if you get the 3-pack, and you can actually make them look pretty cool. You know, make HQs out of them for cheap. Yeah, man. Space Wolves. Rah, 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 rah. Beep, beep. Yeah, so I haven't broke any bits yet, knock on wood, thank God. I think it has to do with how much pressure you apply and how you torque the drill bit, to be honest with you. Yeah, so Bob, I figured the Space Wolf might, you know, give Tim something at the shop to actually try and win for his brother, and maybe get his brother to pop in the live stream and hang out sometime. And James plays Space Wolves, and I haven't seen him live or pop in the live stream yet. Plus, it's just more, it's non-Codex Marine. Well, one of them's non-Codex Marine that I can paint, and the Black Templars mostly because Joe has asked about it a bunch of times about painting it. Chase asked about seeing me paint black, so that's twofold. And then it's threefold because I wanted to see if I could convert one of these, and the Black Templar is the first one. So I was happy with the way they turned out, given the options you have with the models themselves. So I was happy. Plus, it's going to give me, the building process is going to give me some short videos I can share while I'm gone on vacation. So, I'll get to learn and see how the Twitch video upload stuff works, which will be a new experience for me. Did you tinker with the live stream software yet? I know you'd asked about it the other night about trying to live stream. Oh, understandable. Like I said, if you ever try it out, let me know and I'll help you. And Sleep Masta, I am excited to paint it actually. The live stream tutorial paintings are fun because I get to paint a model that is a paint scheme I generally don't paint a lot, or ever. So that's fun. Oh, gotcha. So I like doing that, and I haven't painted or showed an Ultramarine tutorial. That's a slight OCD thing because I play Ultramarines and I'm constantly trying to improve. And I feel like that one's going to be a daunting live stream because I might go full OCD on it because that's my main army. You know, so that one might be a little ways off from the live stream, but I will do it eventually. It will happen. And these like impromptu while I work on commission videos will probably be very similar with every project I do, or I'll be working on my own stuff. I was talking about at the beginning of the stream when I turned it on. I'm thinking maybe if I can get my weird antisocialness uh, under control. I might take Austin from Brush for Hire / Death Row Designs up on his offer, if it still stands, to go to Adepticon this year. And then that'll let me live stream some like Road to Adepticon videos for painting up my Ultramarines and getting them prepped. I mean, you guys will still see me doing the same things, edge highlighting, but I'll be hanging out while I do it. And especially if he's willing to help me do a display board for him. That'd be pretty sweet. Vespa, you didn't miss much. I just was talking about these kind of impromptu hangout while I work videos and or streams, and I talked about the models I was working on before I started streaming. I filmed some light conversions and showed a Space Wolf and a Black Templar I was working on. From Death Ray Designs. Yeah, March of next year, Bob. I haven't even talked to Austin yet. It was just something I was thinking about today, because if he wants to do a display board, I could actually get my Ultramarines and have an excuse to kind of try and work on them. Gives me stuff to live stream, and then I might actually meet some people there. You know, like from the guys from Spiky Bits, I might see them there, I'm sure. Be able to take photos, network, and that'd be a good way to try and, you know, promote the stream and not just commission painting. But Vespa, it's Austin from Death Ray Designs / Brush for Hire. I'm not sure of an Austin from Spiky Bits, unless that's the same one. But I'm going to imagine it's probably a different one. Austin from Death Ray Designs doesn't share much in Spiky Bits page. Well, there you go. Like I said, it's preliminary. I'm thinking on it, because it's still going to be, you know, better part of a half a week or 4 or 5 days or whatever with a bunch of smelly dudes. So we'll have to see how it goes. Yep, GamerDad. I was in here working on those conversion pieces, and I threw them up on Facebook for photos. I was filming them to do some videos, and figured I was going to work on these guys anyway afterwards, and since I was sitting at this desk with the live stream / video stuff, figured I might as well just sit here and paint instead of in the living room, and went ahead and turned it on. Makes more sense. I get a little bit more done when I'm in here interacting with you guys, to be honest. When I'm in the living room, I end up getting a little bit distracted by Netflix sometimes. So, this works out pretty good. And these will probably happen a lot, as I was telling them about the whole Adepticon thing. If I decide to go, you'll see me showing Ultramarines painting quite often. Yeah, I was with the fiance last night, doing the fiance things, eating food and watching TV. I have no idea. Yeah. There you go. It is bile, Um, was it cadmium? Hang on. I'll have to grab them. They're on the tip of my tongue, but this is why I wrote them down, so that I can reference my book and not have to keep so much in my brain. So yeah, give me a second now. Help you out. Alright. Should have my notebook laying around somewhere. These are Minotaur paints. I used Craven, Irradiated Yellow, and Bile, 1-to-1, and Bile. On my YouTube channel, the live stream of my first Imperial Fist miniature is posted. And it's a long session, so you might have to fast forward through things and so forth, but it's got the process in there, and you can zip through and probably decipher what you need. It was on Twitch, but they only hold videos for so long. I have never used game color. What is that? Vallejo? Give me 1 second. I should have a bottle of paint laying here for reference. Huh. Did I pick it up and move it over here? Hold on. Weird. I feel like it's one of those, the paint's right in front of me and I'm not seeing it. It is, like a dum-dum. No, yeah, I thought this might have been game color, but it's model color, which works fine. But you have to thin that to get it to an airbrush. I know Vallejo has model air, and I know that I've heard good stuff about it. I've just never used it. It's one of those, like, there's more paints I would like to try than I can afford to buy right now. Like right now, I really want to get the Army Painter paints just to try them, but I've also read quite frequently recently that their washes are really good. And I love Citadel washes, but I would like to try those and see what the craze is about, you know what I mean? But it's one of those, I'll just have to buy them as I go and as the channel grows and as my business grows to try new stuff. But yeah. Anyways, Gamer Dad, if you're there, you are very vocal in chat. Bob, this goes out to you too, or anyone else, but you guys hang out quite often. Yeah, which is why I like the fact these are in dropper bottles too. That's a big deal. Anyway, so one of you guys, if you want to type in !adventure space and then some number of points you want to try. Now, you could lose these points from your account, but one of you guys type that. You can only do it once every 15 minutes, and that's per chat, not per person. But I want you guys to give that a try and just see what you think. So all you have to do is type once, Bob. So you're in. I want to figure out how to make it pop up and notify you that it accepted you, but it should have. So. No, you should have got it right with the first one. What did he type that was different? Oh, yeah. No space. Dirt, just adventure, spacebar, and then put in credits, Bob. Yeah, no space. Just adventure, spacebar, and then a number. And let's see. Oh, sorry. All right, so it went too quick. Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. These are all new for me. So. I'm sorry. I have only seen these happen a few times. So, Bob, you didn't die. You chose not to go with him. Anyways, a person in the chat can activate that every 15 minutes. That's the default. I don't want it to overload the chat, but it's a kind of fun thing people can do. Because you can do that. You can do the roulette, the dice rolls, the gambles. So it gives you things to do and kind of hang out, joke, laugh. You can also do this, I think. See, don't blame bad luck or fate. You lost because you suck. I mean, it's so ridiculous. But it gives you little things that you can type in and do. And I over time, once I figured out, I can create adventure things to pop in that I can do myself and modify them and make little adventures that you guys can go on and do the chat. I just have to figure out how to do the files for it. To be honest, that's a small portion of the channel, though. If it's fun and people like it, I'll spend a few minutes every once in a while and adjust it and add new stuff. But that's just kind of a chat toy, so to speak, to play with. So, clean your airbrush adventure, yeah. You got confused with the airbrush cleaner and used super glue. Rip airbrush. Yeah. Yeah, and dry tip is the worst. Especially once you're in a groove and then your paint stops flowing the way you'd like. It's quite annoying. Oh man, it's bad. It's really bad. Hold on. Yeah, hang on. Let me take a photo real quick. It's quite something. It'd be great if I could share this straight to the channel. But it won't. But yeah, give me 1 second. I've got it uploading right now from my phone. I'll have to bring up a web page to get to it. Yeah, see if that works. Let me know. Yep, I am sitting with that. Yeah. So when the white orb is a microphone, it's called a snowball microphone. A lot of streamers use them. It's what Austin uses. They also use it for doing voiceovers and stuff like that as well. For their videos. So, but yeah, that's why sometimes when I say I'm banging, I accidentally bang the camera, you can see why. Hang on 1 second. You know, it'd help if I could type, right? Permit has no E. I can paint. No one said I can actually spell. Huh. Interesting. Well, now that it's been linked on my Twitch, they're going to owe me a free copy. All that advertising. Yeah, hang on 1 second. You guys with your long names. It's a nice little feature to have, though, because it helps keep spam down, which is good. Oh yeah, I've been sharing that all over our Facebook group. See, I used to play Star Wars Minis, the old D20, and I was one of the GMs at the local store for it, or Game Masters, or not Game Masters, or Battle Masters, or TOs, whatever you want to call it. I ran the tournaments at Kit Kringle. And we always said it would be awesome if they did a tabletop game that was where you painted your own minis. It looks like that's what they're going to do, which is cool. But I'm biased because I'm a big Star Wars fan, so... I'm going to tell you, this is not meant to be me being conceited at all. But I've been looking at all these Gen Con photos of the Fantasy Flight stuff that they've shown for those figures. And I know for a fact a big chunk of those I could have painted better than what they had on display. And I'm not the end-all be-all painter, but whoever did them didn't do bad. But they could have had some much better looking stuff for demos, especially since the game's not out. That's not deterring me from wanting to get into the game, but Like that Darth Vader, mine would blow it away. I guarantee it. And that's one of the benefits of, well, good and bad things of gaming now. Miniature gaming's gotten really big, and lots of companies can afford to do it. So, years ago you only had a handful of games that were viable. Now, the market's so saturated with a billion different games. It's both good and bad, but the good thing is there's games for everybody. The bad is if you like a lot of stuff, you can't afford to play everything. You know what I mean? I've sent applications to Games Workshop a million times. I have done a commission job for, I don't know if you guys play the cell phone Horse Heresy game, but that company, I think it was a Cryptozoic maybe? I don't remember if that was them. Whoever it was, they commissioned us to do a Sons of Horus Forge World tank that they gave away to promote the game. So I have worked sort of. That was a difficult experience because Games Workshop was heavily involved, and basically they didn't offer a paint that was the exact color of the Sons of Horus. So Austin had to mix some paints for me, and GW literally made him send them photos of the swatches and make 100% positive it was within their parameters of the color they wanted. And we weren't allowed to do any. I had to minimize my glow effects because I wasn't allowed to do stuff that you couldn't do with GW products. So that was difficult. That was a commission though. It wasn't directly for GW, but because it was a company GW had licensed out its gaming rights to, they had creative control. So I've applied for GW a whole bunch of times, getting that out of the way again. I recently applied with Privateer Press, though I didn't get back to them quick enough to get the interview done. However, I like the company. I really like Privateer Press, but it's one of the few times I've applied for a professional job and got a reply that was not professional. I sent them an email with my basically my resume, my college transcript, and a portfolio of my painting works, including pictures of models that I had just recently had published in their No Quarter magazine. And when they emailed me back, I got a one-liner. It didn't even have the name of the guy that was talking to me. It didn't have a phone number or contact info for him. It was just a one-liner, literally just one sentence. And I was like, that's not very professional. Like, if I email you as my business, I usually, have a greeting, and then at the end it's like, I look forward to working with you, or thanks for your time, and then my name, and it was shocking. It was kind of unprofessional. So that has nothing to do with really your question. It's just me talking, but I did apply with them. I've looked at jobs for Fantasy Flight, but they didn't have a whole lot of things that I qualify for. The biggest issue is I'm a painter, and it's hard to find jobs for that. They outsource a lot of it. Games Workshop's painters are basically all in the UK, unfortunately. Privateer Press is on the West Coast. Fantasy Flight is Midwest, I think. But I would be completely fine doing more than gaming, or painting rather. Game design would be cool, but everybody wants to do that. However, like I've said before, I have a business degree, and I really favor marketing. And there's a lot of things GW is doing now that I've been saying for years, but because I don't have a lot of traditional experience, I'm overlooked for jobs. But it's one of those, like, someone has to give me the opportunity for me to actually get traditional experience. So I'm kind of stuck. I like the gaming industry. I like painting. I like this stuff. But my choice of profession is almost a hamstring because I'm very limited on what I can do unless the company doing the hiring is willing to take risks, And currently that's not the case. I graduated in, I'm sharing my life story here, but I ramble. I graduated in 2014, summa cum laude, or however you pronounce it, with a business degree. I have not had a single business interview for a job, to be honest. And I was applying for a lot of government jobs as well. My dad works for the government, and there were a lot of jobs that only required a bachelor's in business, and I kept applying, couldn't get hired. And eventually I was just like, well, if I can't get hired anywhere, I might as well focus on what does generate money. So that's why I've started focusing real heavily on the commission painting side and now content creation, because I control these, and if the content creation grows, I'm still self-employed, and all, that will continue to be lucrative so long as I keep working. The only time content stops for the channel is if I stop doing it, versus commissions. If I have no commissions, I can't work. So I'm from North Carolina, buddy. I'm definitely down to paint librarians and so forth. Librarians look cool. Which is slightly cheating because that's basically painting an ultramarine because of the blue. But yeah. I went to Salem College in North Carolina. Which is an interesting conversation starter because Salem College is a traditional all-women's college. I'm a dude who went to a women's school. Basically, Salem College is a private college for women fresh out of high school. So 17, 18 years old is a traditional, air quotes here, traditional student. Salem College also offers adult, air quotes, student programs, which you have to be a certain age or older to enroll in. Their traditional student program is only for women. Their FLIR program for adult students is open to anyone because you're not, they're not co-ed for their traditional, but their FLIR adult student program is fine for whoever. So I went there, and they're right Salem College is right across the street, basically, from Winston-Salem. It might be Winston-Salem State or University of Winston-Salem, whatever it is. It's right there across the street. But that was an experience because it's located on a historical place, so it's got a lot of the old buildings and stuff like that from Salem. Yep. It was interesting going to graduation because I walked. I wore my little outfit and my little mortarboard and all that stuff. It was interesting walking because there was like 5 guys there. So I was surrounded by all those women when I graduated, and the traditional students aren't as familiar with the adult student program. And I got some looks. I show up wearing my get up and ready to walk, and they just were like, "What? Who's this?" Like, I got a lot of looks. It was very amusing. But whatever. It's an accredited school, and I worked really hard, and to be honest with you, I could have went to a different school, probably schools that are more recognizable for cheaper, but, you live and learn. And that is the choice I made, and that's where my degree's from. I would have to look some stuff up and figure out what would work and be efficient. But the only difference between him being a regular dude and Imperial Fist is basically just that one shoulder would be yellow. To be honest. And I could definitely do some glow effects on his weapon and stuff. Is he metal or fine cast? My hope is that he's metal. Yep, I figured. I mean, I can still work on them, but I hate working with fine cast. Their resin is doo-doo. Forge World resin is much better. GW resin, it's like they just picked up dirt and put super glue in it. It's terrible. It's terrible, man. That's just terrible. What I really need, and I mean, I'm not trying to discredit that guy, because I'll paint him. I got no problem painting him. What I really need is to get some Xenos stuff saved up to start doing live streams with. The Nurgle stuff, there's only so much I could do. I could paint like one guy, one Marine. With Codex Marines, there's so many different chapters and legions, I can do a lot, you know. But with the current Chaos new models, it's just Nurgle. They're so limited. I mean, I could get some of the old models and do those. That's not a big deal, but... So I'm thinking about doing some of the Chaos stuff with the new Primaris models and just doing their paint scheme on them and calling them heretics. So... I've got a pretty badass painted Shadow Sun, to be honest with you. Well, granted, she's not mine anymore. She's been sold. They just haven't shipped out yet. But, definitely an excuse to do lightning effects, because I have her stealthing out. Awesome. Yeah, these are just, I mean, these are, they're Imperial Fists, but they're from the Codex Marine book. So, yeah, technically vanilla Marines. Though they've done a good job trying to make each chapter, or at least the big chapters, different. They have tried that. No, only a couple of them are Heresy. This is a standard tactical Marine. This has got Heresy helmets and Heresy backpacks. So a couple of them have some of the Heresy bits tossed in. These are Primaris. So you can see the size difference. And I'll be so glad to be done working on Imperial Fist edge highlights. Ugh. Good news is after the edge highlights, these models are rapidly approaching done. This is the most time-consuming part left. I have to finish the shoulder pad, throw a decal on it, do his eyeballs, and then OSL and base them, so... If you want to compile a list or snap some photos, I'll take a look and see what strikes my fancy. Ooh, I could have mentioned this too. I should have mentioned this. I didn't even think about it. So, you guys are in here, so you'll know about it first. Sometime early next week, 24th or 25th, I think. It might be middle of the week. Maybe I get my dates all miscombobulated. But I'm definitely going to be in crunch mode before that. I was going to try and get some 40k games in, but I'm not going to be doing much of that. The only thing I'm going to be doing for recreation is sleep online games before I go to bed, and then I'm going to get up and do more of this stuff. I should still have my Tutorial Tuesday done next week, though. That should happen for sure. I play Ultramarines when I play. I did have Tau that I've shelved for a long time, but I sold those. Actually, the guy who's commissioning these models bought my Tau. When I ship him his Imperial Fists, I'm shipping the Tau at the same time. It's one of those, they had to go. I had to choose between getting live stream equipment or having a Tau army I don't play. So, and bills. So, Tau had to go. Bills got paid. That's what happened. Oh, right. So, I was going to tell you guys something that I haven't made public yet. Not that it matters because it's small, but I picked up a box the other night, and I have ordered the Triumvirate for Celestine. I'm supposed to be selling the Magos guy, or whatever he is, the Tech Marine dude. Supposed to be selling that to Austin from Death Ray Designs because he wanted it. Give him a. I'm supposed to be selling that to him. And then Celestine and Shadow, whatever her name is, I'm going to paint on live stream. Those are going to be giveaways, but I'm going to try, because especially for Celestine, because she's an expensive model to get, and she's really detailed. That might be a 2-day live stream to paint, and it might be my first attempt at trying to get the community involved and active for the giveaway. For example, Kenny from Next Level Painting, one of the things I've seen him do is he'll do, like top donator wins something in the chat. So whatever. I don't want to just like hawk off the Celestine though, but something where, I've got this expensive model I've purchased and I've painted and I'm going to give it away. I might do it as like a milestone. So I might be like, hey, when I get so many followers, I'm going to do this special live stream. And I'm going to paint Celestine. It's going to be a 2-day thing where I paint 2 different sessions because she'll probably take 2 days to finish. Especially with those wings. So something like that. And then, the other clause will be, over that 2 days, we're going to try and raise money to go towards equipment. And if we hit the goal, which won't be a crazy high goal, but if we hit the goal, then I'll do the giveaway. If we don't hit the goal, then I'll do the giveaway another day. But to try and encourage people to hang out, chat, rack up their points across 2 days, and if we hit our donation goal, that'll help me buy something for the channel or whatever, more models or something, something. Then I'll be like, all right, guys, we've hit the goal. It's day 2. I'm going to go ahead and open the raffle, start buying your tickets, and at the end of the live stream, I'll pick a winner. And that way, you don't have to spend money. You still save your tickets, but it encourages people to support the channel and open up the raffle. I don't know if that's going to work out well, but it's something I want to try. Oh, snap. I'm going big or going home. Yeah, go for it. I had died. Apparently. Or something along those lines. I didn't I didn't survive. Oh. Anyway, yeah, man, go ahead and share your theory. We'll see what my thoughts are. Maybe it's just top. I don't know why it does this. It's supposed to do top 5. Hang on. I don't know why I keep having to do this. Yeah, so I don't. That's weird. I have to set that every time. Nice. Yep. No, it picks a second person. So I get to pick. I get to repick a winner, and because of the way the raffle tickets were, it just picked him again. What I would probably do is just do different contests. I'll probably do like the raffle for the big thing, and then I'll just do a different contest for something else. So if you want to buy tickets for Celestine, you'll enter that. If you want to roll for dice, you'll just put in like hashtag gimme dice, and then I'll just generate one and then run the raffle on the other. So one is really just free, nothing lost, and then one you actually have to buy your tickets. I might do it like that and see how that works. It's three different things. I have a random giveaway, I have a raffle giveaway, and then I have auctions. Now the raffle you guys did last time was tickets, which you can earn from chatting. I'm gonna set it up where actually it's already set up. Like, if you donate money to the channel, which I guess I should have clarified for Celestine, if somebody donates like $10 to the channel because they're like, hey, I want to help Justin grow his channel, so they donate $10, whatever, or $5, whatever they want to do. As long as it meets the minimum requirement for the point system, which I set at $5, just for donating, you get extra points that you can spend on your raffle tickets. So, if you pop in the last hour and you're like, crap, I only have, 100 points, I can't buy many tickets, you can donate to the channel, you'll get more points that you can spend on tickets. Now, I don't feel too bad about it because you aren't getting a lot of tickets, you're getting enough, or not tickets, points to buy tickets with. But it's kind of like a, hey, if you need it in a pinch, it helps me help shoot, but the only way that you would actually like pay to win the model is if you bought a crap load of tickets, which is still unfortunately win-win, but there's a chance you wouldn't win, the actual model. So that's there. But that's my thought process. Because some of these kits aren't cheap, and Celestine will fetch I think she'll. I don't want to say fetch. I think Celestine will pull in a nice set of viewers. You know, because she's a really good looking model. Even people who don't play Sisters of Battle think she looks really sweet. You know, so it's a good one just to have in your collection if you just want a display model, or you know maybe you want to start it, or with the way the armies work in 8th edition, you can use her with the Imperium. So. I've got the Triumvirate with Gilliman coming. It's on the way. I'm selling the Grandmaster Grey Knight guy to a local dude to help offset costs. Gilliman's going to be a personal model for me. I might live stream it, but he's not getting given away because I play Ultramarines. However, Cypher is up in the air. I might paint Cypher and give him away. But same thing as Celestine, just probably won't have the same benchmark, you know? Yeah, I just have to figure out how that's going to work, or what's going to be fair, you know? I don't want somebody to dump a whole army of, you know, junk. I don't want to be, you know, if anyone, but like junk. Someone's like, here's like 500 gaunts. Can I have a bajillion points? You know. But on that same note, for example, the new Primaris HQs, if somebody was like, hey, I want to see you paint this live and give it away, here's $35, go buy one, I don't want them to be out the money. Now, it's a slight different story if they're like, hey, I know you want this for your army, go buy this model for yourself, here's $35 as well. You know, I'd give you points either way. But if somebody rolls in and goes, you know, here's a Rogue Trader Pewter Marine, can you paint it on live stream? Not to sound snobbish, but probably not. I mean, it's a really old model, and not many people are going to be interested in seeing it. Now, old out-of-print models is a different story, like the old Games Day models, like the Marine with the Thunderhammer. Yeah, heck yeah. Like, people would like to see that, and it's rare, you know, so you could win something rare that no one really has in their army. So it's going to be one of those, like, case-by-case bases, you know. And is it something I can actually effectively do on the channel? And, you know, at some point I might set it up where I might do an auction where people use points. And they might be able to, like, buy some commission stream time where they can ship me a single model and I'll do a live stream and work on their model for them. And they can tune in and watch and other people can see and interact. That might be something I do. That would be kind of cool. When it comes to fantasy, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know anything about fantasy. I just know what happened with Age of Sigmar. I know what Skaven is or are, because I had some at one point a little bit, but I never played. I kind of know what High Elves were, sort of, kind of, but I don't even know which model you're talking about. Yep. And that would be cool, because I could be like, you know, hey, you know, just like Celestine, I could do something like that. You know, if we hit a certain mark, I'm going to open up the auction, and then whoever wins ships me their model, and I'll work on it live, you know, and then ship it back to them. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, hang on. If you were talking about the Thunderhammer Marine, I can't remember if he's 2008 or 2006, but I hunted that model forever and then gave up. It was so sweet looking. It is a slick looking model, man. What is that? What is that? Oh, man. Yeah, it's a slick model, dude. Yep. And see, I've got a couple of rare models. I've got a rare Space Marine captain with Power Fist and a bolt gun that you can't get anymore. He's been out of print for quite a while. And I've got an old Ultramarine Standard Bearer. I don't even know how old the thing is. Last I checked, he was worth a little bit of money. Let me finish this guy, and I'll actually grab him and show him to you. He's laying right over here. Yeah, the new one looks super cool, and to be honest with you, on the new one, that's an intimidating model, because I've never worked on it before. So that would be one of those, like, you know, buyer beware, I'll work on it, but, you know, it's a first-time thing for me, so learning experience, so know what you're getting into if you're going to have me paint it, you know? Because especially if it's like a live thing where I'm going to hang out, there's going to be a learning curve, and because it's not a straight-up commission, I'm probably not going to repaint the thing if I don't get it perfect. It'll just get done and look cool, but if I don't get a technique perfect, I'm not going to start over, you know, because it's not an actual, like, big paying project. It's just kind of like an entertainment, hey, cool, I don't know, budget commission maybe, if you want to look at it that way. Sounds kind of bad. I have not. I don't even know how that works. If I get money for referring people to them to buy paint products, I should definitely get on that. That's for sure. Alright, so we wanted to grab that model. Let me see here. Alright, so a couple of things that I thought about doing giveaways for, just to give stuff away. Things that never got finished and never will get finished. This is an old Flamer Marine I have with a armor cast bit on it. So it's got a flame gout. I thought about just giving that away to somebody if they want it at some point. He doesn't stand up well, though. Just falls over. So you have to put like something heavy on the base. We've got another one. Flamer gout. He stands up, though. Still a little wobbly, but he stands up. Those aren't rare. Yeah, no, that was just a strength link to them, so I didn't even know. Yep. But this guy's the rare thing. You can't find that very easily anymore. This is old, like, it's old too. I've never finished the paint job. It's an old paint job. So like old face and whatnot. So yeah. He was missing the backpack when I got him in the original base, so he's got a different backpack on him, but that's him. Yeah, these guys are on my maybe list for repaint and potentially give away. These are Forge World Apothecaries. They're for my personal stuff. I never finished them. These are old paint jobs that never got done. So I'll probably have to start over and finish them up, but I don't know if I want to finish them or paint them alive and give them away. Here's the other one. He looks pretty cool. Nice. Joe, I've got to mix some more paint. Alright, hang on. Oh, nice, dude. I'll actually bookmark that real quick. Set that up. So Joe, I'm going to do this real quick. It's got to mix paints anyway, so I got a quick break with the paint. This was the BT, or going to be the Black Templar that we talked about. So, and I did a quick video tutorial on how to do what I did, which is pretty simple. And then there's the Space Wolf I did. So I know you saw him online, but you know, being able to see it in the actual video live is kind of cool. So. Figured you would be happy about that. Make some paints. Yep. And I can control tickets too, so like, you know, for these bigger ones, if people keep saving up, like for the Celestine drawing, I can extend how many tickets, or I can determine how many tickets I want people to be able to buy. You know, for these small ones, I try to make it to where nobody can just be like, here, I've dumped 10,000 points, you know. But if you aren't as interested in these smaller things, but you constantly support the channel and hang out, for those bigger raffles, I might let people buy more tickets, but still try and limit it so you don't just come in and dump, you know, $1 bajillion for bajillion tickets to win. But if somebody wants to come in and try the pay-to-win game, you know, buy tickets to increase their chance at winning, that's fine too, to a degree. I don't want people to be pushed away from the channel because they feel like a wallet warrior, so to speak. No offense to anyone, but they feel like that happens, which could. So I want to make it to where that does help you, but doesn't make the average viewer also not want to hang out, you know. So it's finding that good middle ground that helps support me, helps people win things they want, and also makes the people who may not have the funds to support but still want to hang out and interact, they can still win too. I think everyone should have a chance to be rewarded, is the way I look at it, you know. So, yeah, so that's why I'm trying to find a happy medium. I think people spending money is good, but I think if you push that too far, and this is just speculation, but I think if it goes too far, I may lose viewers and just have people show up trying to buy models if they really want them. So I think people who want to spend money having an increased chance is good. I just don't want it to be a guarantee and then everyone else feel like hanging out's a waste, because on Twitch, if it gets big enough, I won't make money just from, you know, donations. If you get partnered or affiliated, you get money from ad revenue and stuff too. So the more people that hang out in the channel, the better. So I have to find a happy medium that makes people who want to spend money feel like it's worth their time and makes people who hang out feel like it's worth their time. So I'll have to keep tinkering with settings and find something that kind of promotes the best of both worlds, so to speak. But I do agree with you. People who want to come in and support the channel and throw money at stuff is still a good problem to have. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's true. You know, if I put in a lot of money for something, it makes sense that I want to at least break even, you know. But we'll see. I do think it's kind of cool when people have the opportunity to win things they might not otherwise have been able to get or afford, like commission painting. Like, some people might not be able to afford commission painting, but let's say they win that Space Wolf HQ count as. Now they have a cool thing they didn't have to pay for. That's kind of cool for them, you know, so. And it may be one of those that, like, on the more desirable high-end models that cost money for me, or more money for me than average, it may be one of those, if I want it to be open to everyone, I might just make it to where there's no limit on the tickets you can buy. So if you hang out in the chat and you save your points, that's good. You've been rewarded for hanging out. But if you come in and you want to throw money at it, you know, you can increase your odds at an infinite amount if you would like to. That way no one's excluded and everyone's rewarded, and people who want to spend money also feel like their money is netting them the percentage chance to win that they would desire. And one of the things that happens is, at least in Kenny's, he resets points once a month. So you can't just save up your points for 6 months and then throw 20,000 points at tickets. So that may be why he does that, to help, you know, promote it. So yeah. This is true. And I talked to my mod about it, and basically, you know, it's like, basically don't focus too much on the follower count. Focus on hanging out. I'm just socializing with you guys, which is fun. You're kind of a soundboard right now, which is good. But yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you hang out and you get tickets, that's cool. Or if you get points and whatnot, that's cool. But it's even more cool if you're hanging out, you happen to get tickets, but you would hang out regardless. You know, like, you just want to shoot the breeze, paint models, learn something, ask questions, or just, you know, hang out and do stuff. That is cool with me. You know, but at least you get something for also being here, so it's kind of my way of giving back. Which is also why, starting the stream, I haven't, you know, complained to myself too much about spending money on these efficiently costed models to give away, because it helps me, helps you, and everyone has a good time, you know. And I don't mind doing stuff like that, but like we discussed, Celestine's a different story. That is not a cheap kit. Also not a fast kit to build, and very detailed, so we'll see how that goes. And I can currently do that already on the ticket front, or, well, it's points that you would then have to buy tickets, but it's set up. Donation provides points, so that's already in the program. That's not a big deal at all. Yep. And this will be something I test out a variety of things on. We'll see how it goes. I'm more inclined to do stuff that incorporates a lot of people, though, because the flip side is what if somebody comes in, nobody wants to invest in the model, and then one guy buys one ticket for $1 and wins Celestine for $1. That's the equivalent of eBay sniping, which is okay, but, you know, I got to find something that does the best of both worlds. Yeah, that, unfortunately, the program doesn't support. Unfortunately. So, but at this point, I'm not as worried about the financial returns, and more worried about growing the channel. This is all just soundboarding, because I want to make sure people who hang out don't feel used, you know? Because I do enjoy hanging out. I try and remember people's names, and I try to, you know, value what they're saying. So I feel like Sleep Monster is the one with the Iwata. I feel like I could be mixing them up, but my gut tells me that's the guy. I'm not good with names, but I do try to remember these things, you know, because, you know, I don't want you guys to think you're just a number. Like, I like hanging out, I like chatting. And not to get too far off what we were discussing, you had mentioned, see, I remembered, yeah, I mentioned, or you had mentioned doing Discord, which is supported by these programs. I'm looking into a new HD capture that once I get it set up, or purchased and set up, it will support my MacBook very efficiently, or more efficiently. And I'll be able to set up, Discord and be able to display my desktop audio, so people will hear the users talk. But if it gets too distracting, I'll only use it for certain periods of time, because I can only focus on so much. Did you say you had the Badger Chrome? We'll see. I might be 2 for 2 or 1 for 1. We'll see if I got that right. See? Boom! And I try. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to forget something at some point, or someone's name, or someone's army. I mean, I have so much going on in real life and painting and streaming. Like, it's a lot to take in. But I do put forth the effort, and I think that that's a good thing, you know, because you guys aren't just a number. Like, I genuinely like socializing when I paint this stuff, and it's really cool. Like, it's surreal that, you know, you don't have to be some big Twitch or YouTube celebrity, and that I've popped this on here and I've actually found a handful of people who actually enjoy socializing with me and hanging out. That's an eye-opening experience. It's really cool because, like, I know Lord 17 is in North Carolina, and so is Gamer Dad. So, but Lord Bob is local, so he knows me. I've never met Gamer Dad before. He just saw one of my Facebook posts in a North Carolina group. And popped in, but I'm connecting with people that are, you know, not in my immediate area in different states, or like my second live stream, the winner was from the Netherlands. Like, I had a guy from the Netherlands watching me paint and enter to win a contest that, you know, he did win, and I shipped him the model and whatnot, which was cool, but I've connected to somebody on a different major continent, well, I say major continent, but different continent of the United States, different continent of the planet. You know, and that's a surreal feeling. It's really cool. And I mean, not like some celebrity, but it is just, the internet's an interesting tool these days, you know. Nice. Texas. Well, yeah, because you're the guy that was buying those Reaper paints from the store. Yeah. The lucky guy. Is Reaper the one that does the, like, D&D minis as well? The little pewter minis? I feel like I've seen some of their minis on the shelves in stores before for characters and stuff for role-playing. Yep, I thought so. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yo, oh, speaking of that, Sleep Monster, speaking of that, Lord 17C, Bob, as I call him, he actually said he would totally get in on an order of those Reaper paints for $1. So we might take you up on that sometime. Gotcha, nice. Are you guys familiar with ArmorCast? Have you ever heard of ArmorCast? Alright, so, the Flamer Marine that you saw? Hang on, I'm just going to link this to you. I've bought a lot of their stuff over the years. If the website will load for me. They may not remember, but if you buy anything from them, if there's a notes section, totally mention my business Facebook page. I doubt I'll get anything, but at least let them know who sent you, because I've won some of their contests and gotten free stuff before from entering painted models with their cinematic effects bits on them. They come unpainted though. They are pewter. You got to paint them. But that's one of the things they sell. That's armor cast. You just paint it up and you're good to go. They do lots of gun things, cannon things, plasma things, smoke stacks that look really good on War Machine Warjacks. Lots of cool stuff. And fun fact, they used to do the Games Workshop Titans before Forge World was a thing. Way back when. To be honest, not sure. And yeah, those plasma blasts on the new Primaris Hell guys or whatever would look pretty sweet. Austin does base toppers. He doesn't actually sell bases, so they fit on top of the base. But you can see this ring here is a little bit smaller than that one. The base is designed to sit up there, not on the bottom. So if you just based them on his acrylics, they would be a little bit smaller and they wouldn't sit as high as they're supposed to. Yep, base toppers, base inserts. Yep. Well, see, that's a problem I have. Is I have all these models that I never finish. Because when I have to choose between commission painting and my stuff, I always choose the stuff that makes money. And, you know, scouts got to carry their weapons and stuff, man. Their ammo and their Snickers bars. Gotta be ready for anything. Woo! I hate to know how much she paid for that. Bet it was crazy. Yeah. All termagants. Interesting. Alright, do I have any more in this box that need highlights? Guys, I think we're in the clear. Oh boy. I get to put these in this box. This whole box has been edge highlighted. Watch out. The end is nigh. The Emperor of Mankind is about to awaken. I'm not sure if I showed this on stream. I probably did, but just, re-emphasizing. His hair's not done yet. But there's like a... There's a little face. A little face. Whee. Yeah, so... The first box. All edge highlighted. Yippee skippy. The next box, however, is gonna be big. Well, big models. Once I get to the Centurions, anyway. There we go. I don't know how many of these I'll get done before this evening. A lot. I got that. Plus this box. Centurions and stuff. So, it's gonna be a bit. Actually, I've got... I need to test something. I'm going to try and do Good Times Indeed. I'm going to try and do some flames on that salamander when I get to him. I might take a quick break from these guys. And, yeah, I'm not counting. We're not counting. I can't count. I might try and do some quick flames on something just to test it. I don't want to do it on the actual model yet. I need some kind of scrap. But it needs to be black. We're going to test it. Let's grab my paints here. Alright. Got my orange here. Got some red. Yellow. Evil Sons. I should have another red floating around here. A fist on red. Zircorn red. Yep. Fist on might do it. I always seem to forget which paints I've bought and not bought. But let's see. Alright, so let's start with some red. No promises this is even going to look good, guys, but once I get on like an OCD kick, my brain can't shake it, so let's try this. Back here should be fine, so let's do I'm just going to get the basic outline of it real quick. I think the salamander one has like 5 points. Yeah, this is gonna be an experience. I'm not very versed in painting flames, at least not freehanding them. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna see if I can get flames that look good on here real quick, so that when I go to do them on Monday, I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. Okay. I just need to get like a flame outline down. So let's do I'm gonna build down or build up. Decisions. Let's go with yellow. We'll see. This is where you guys are like, well, done watching this guy. He sucks. For this, I might actually have to whip out my wet palette. For this one, we'll see. Okay. Yep. Laugh it up, laugh it up. Let's see. Okay. Let me bring up. Bring up my reference image here. Alright, where are you at, buddy? I know there's a picture that I really want. You are the one I want. Though, that image is very yellow. Huh. So they're doing it where, or the fluff is doing it where. This is what the fluff's doing. And it looks like they're doing yellow into yellow. They're doing the heat of the flame at the top, and the flame that's cooler at the bottom. Interesting. So let's just try and follow this and see, because it's yellow at the top. It looks like Ronald McDonald. Yeah, Vulcan. I've heard that too. That's good. You guys are watching me attempt stuff that I really hate doing. Wet blending is not my favorite thing to do. I despise it. I despise it. It's not what I like to do. Now, so I am OCD, and I was thinking about what I'm going to do for the live stream on Monday or Tuesday, and my brain was like, hey, get a little practice in real fast, so testing this real fast. I don't like wet blending. It's not my favorite thing to do. So that's what I'm testing here. I'd rather than just give me a, a flame decal, to be honest with you. No. Doing flames with an airbrush on a Space Marine, good luck. I've never tried it outside of a Space Marine either, but it's the technique they use is very different. I think I need more orange in the center here. So you guys get to hang out with me and see how the creative process works, because this is what I do. I'm trying to figure out stuff. Yeah, so the problem is you're doing it on a surface, a rounded surface, and you need to do multiple different colors to get it to work. I've got stencils from Austin. I could do it probably on a flat surface, to be honest with you. Yep. I don't know. Probably gonna take some work to practice this. Bleh. About to go back to some Imperial Fists. Flame things irritate me. It probably doesn't even look like anything on camera, to be honest with you. Probably doesn't. I don't know. I'm trying to follow that reference image. I don't know why they have the hot point of the fire at the end and not the base where the fuel is, but who knows. Don't know. Don't know. Nice. When I get off the live stream tonight, I'll probably OCD out about trying to do these stupid flames. Yep. Well, it's a good thing. At least you're working on models. That's a good thing, right? When I get off stream, I'm eating food. That's what I'm doing. I do like to eat. Okay, let's get back on these Imperial Fists in just a second here. Let's try something else here. I wonder if that'll change things up at all. What if we introduce a little bit of that into the edge there? Maybe adding in the black with the red was a good choice. I don't know. It'll be over black when I do it. Yeah, I don't know. Freehand's my weak point. I try and practice it when I can, but it's definitely my weak point. Looks like crap. I'm not liking it. I don't know. It still makes more sense that the flame is yellow at the bottom, not at the top. I don't understand what the heck Salamander's iconography is doing. Let's go let that dry for a second here. Try one more thing and then move on. Sorry. I don't know, I might just have to like practice it. When I get off live stream is probably what I'm going to end up doing for a bit, just to try and get it going. It just might not match the Salamander's icon because I don't like the yellow being at the top. That doesn't make much sense to me, to be honest. It just makes more sense that the yellow's at the bottom where the heat is at, the light source. So I don't know. Huh. Alright, need you to dry faster because I want to touch this up and move on. So I wonder if I come in here. It's going to be on a black background. Let's just see what it looked like with the black around it. You're losing viewers because you suck at freehand, scrub. Yeah. But I just need to see, because his shoulder pad's not black right now, because I haven't done that part. I just got the green down for practice, so I don't know how this would even look over black. It does read a little bit better with the black background to it, just not as crisp as I would like the flames to look. I don't know, it looks more like a weird flaming hand. Oh, it's weird looking. I don't know. Alright. We'll work more on that later when I'm not live streaming, because I'll figure it out. Grab what I'll do. Knock things around, apparently. What I'm gonna do. That is definitely a hot high five. It's just not what I wanted it to be. So I'm just gonna paint some black on the back of this and let it dry. This is black primer, and I'm gonna test later in this spot. So this is the downside of being an artist. I get really, really OCD. You guys just don't ever see it until right now. I'm like panicking and frustrated because if I can't get a technique down, I have a hard time stopping until I do. Which is why I'm going to try and prime this, set it aside, and then later work on the flames. And that's what happens when your paintbrush breaks when you're cleaning it too. Awesome. That is good to know. And we'll let that dry. Not new level, just new level you guys might have seen. You probably haven't seen me get OCD before. But I do. But everything in painting's a challenge, so I always gotta keep trying. That's what I do. And I could just skip the flames, to be honest, on Salamander, but I feel like it's just a really good effect, and I'd rather not skip it, you know? Rather not skip it. I'm gonna figure it out, though. It's gonna happen. Yeah. Try again in a little bit. It's coming off a little bit too thin there. If I wanted to learn to spit shine boots, yes. Though once I found out there was a weird sponge you could shine your shoes with real fast before inspections, that is what I used to do. I was never good at spit shining. Get that stupid flame effect. I'm telling you, my brain's sitting on it. It's festering. I'm gonna get it down. Mark my words. Yeah, if I decide to go, I think that's what I'll do. I'll do like a Road to Adepticon series, especially like if I'm working on Ultramarines or something, or if I do anything with Austin where I'm over there. I'll see about live streaming while we work on stuff. Man, coming off wrong. Mav the King, thanks for following me, buddy. You are the man. You missed my OCD moment. I failed at trying to paint some flames, but I've never freehanded flames, so it's all a learning experience with painting. If you're doing this, try not to be OCD like me, but I get very frustrated if I fail at a technique, so I'm going to be doing it at some point. I'm going to have that by the end of the evening. It's happening. Get proper amount of paint in this brush. It's not too runny. It'll be alright. Alright, man. Have fun eating. It's not easy, right? It's not easy. It is not an easy thing to do. And like I said, I've got stencils from Death Ray Designs to do that on a flat surface. I don't have it, or I can't really do it on a curved surface. And it's such a small area, too. See? Yeah. That's why I was immediately jumping straight to doing it with a paintbrush. It's a little small. Paint is coming off too runny. I don't know what's going on right now on my palette. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on either, buddy. I'm not sure. Alright. So my OCD is kicking in, and I gotta get these ideas out of my head. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is bring up my reference image and leave chat here. And let's try. Maybe I got. So let's do this red here. Let's get my fist on red. And let's try putting a little dribble of black in there. Let's see. So I told you guys, OCD out. That's what happens. So let's see here. It's got 5 points. 5 points, so like a hand, 5 points. So let's see what we can do. Let's see. Okay, come here, image. I can only imagine when I try and do this on live stream for the actual model, if I can even get it looking the way I want. Okay, so now let's just get the basic bottom shape here. And it's got a little straggler that flakes out at the bottom. Okay, so we got the basic shape. Okay. Let's give that a second to dry. Yeah, I don't even know how well you guys can see that, but I am having an OCD nightmare. Yes, happening. Yes, sir. you dry yet? Are you dry yet? Okay. I'll come back to you in a moment. Alright, reference image. Okay. So let's do... Actually, it might not be what we want. Is that what we want? Probably need to go orange with this red. Nice and thin down. Let's see here. Dude, that's pretty awesome, man. Good job. You guys could probably even see what I'm even working on. But I'm still trying nonetheless. Yeah. Yeah. But kind of like taking a standardized test. Practice. I'm not sure. I assume that you got whatever you entered plus 3, like a percentage. I'm not sure. You'd have to check your points before and after to verify how it's actually doing the math. Because I'm not sure, to be honest with you. It's all new to me. So did it give you what you bet or entered with plus the 3? Did that work? Okay, cool. Yeah, it would be nice if it just articulated that better. Yeah. Yeah. I get panicky, you know. I gotta learn to calm down, but this is the problem with wanting to get better. I get like I want to work on those models, and then my brain's like, no, loser. Either do this effect or you suck, you know. So that's my brain. It's a very bad habit. But I imagine a lot of artists have that same problem, you know. Feel inadequate, blah blah blah, that type of thing. If I attempt to do this on the salamander during the live stream, it's going to be a very long process. I am not. Are they talking smack about me, Bob? I've never attempted a freehand skull either. Freehand, like I said when I started, freehand's my weak point, so I don't do it very often. So it'd probably take me a bit of practice trying to get it right. You want me to ask? You know, in our Facebook group in Ashboro, James Griffin just got the Chaos book. Him, George, or Jerry would probably know. Oh, oops. This is kind of where we got so far. So, Mark 2, second attempt. Mark 1, Flamin' High Five. There we go. Now for the other thing to top it off here. Try one more dealio. Let me see if I can actually do this. Oh, this is gonna suck. Alright. We're getting ready to ruin all the freehand we just did, fellas. Oh, that sucks, dude. Okay. Alright, number 4. We're going to need you to not suck here. No, no. It's not what we wanted. Yeah. Yeah, little freehand pooper. Well, you guys got to see it firsthand. My freak out. Well, alright, so the image we were looking at as our reference was... Okay, I'm going to post it again. Now, keep in mind that this guy... Woo, hang on. Excuse me, 1 second. There, that image. That was a reference image. Now, the artwork for that saw fit to have the flames yellow and to get... Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Saw fit to have the flames yellow at the top and dark at the bottom, which is not how flames work. Flames are lighter towards the heat source and darker when they get cooler. And... that's not how the reference image has it. So I went with a reference image for flames that is proper, and it's light at the bottom and dark at the top. And this is really subtle, but here's what we got. And that's a freehand for trying to match the decal. If you guys can even see that. Hang on. No, you probably can't see it because it's so bright. But regardless, that's what we're going for. In the salamander reference photo, that flame again is yellow with a black 4. I'm doing it with a white 4, which I think is black shoulder pad with a flame with a white 4 on it. It's going to look good. But attempt 1 versus attempt 2. I think that's improvement. So, my OCD can calm down now. Yay! No more panic. Okay, well, let's see. Got about a half hour left before I wrap this up and pop on World of Warships or some games after eating, so my brain feels better. Whew! And I don't feel so dumb. So, now that I've completed that, we're going to mix up a little more paint and get back to it. Back to the Imperial Fist. Whee! Ooh, you know what? If I could type, we'd be even better off. to people who could stand me freaking out. This one done? Is he the finished one? Were you done, dude? You're done. There was one I was working on. Was it you? Well, which one was I working on? I was working on one of you guys. Is it you? Haha! You have been found! Well, I'm glad you've been hanging out. At least you got some points. You missed my freak out. That's good. Just having a mini heart attack. Yep. Oh. Okay. Well, you got to see it. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah, Bob, I'm telling you, that's why airbrushing's so good. Big vehicles, it's speedy. Batch armies, it's speedy. I know money's a thing now, but one day, I'm confident, one day you're going to make the transition and you're going to be like, what was I doing? Why did I wait so long? I could have painted the storm wall in 20 minutes. Oh no. Yeah, and the smoothness that you can put stuff on is good too. Yep. Low lifing, it really depends on what it is you want done, to be honest with you. It varies. Yeah, it really depends on how much or what detail of you want, the complexity of the paint scheme, stuff like that. Ooh, I might be able to beat you to it. Heart you long time, Bob. Low life in the biggest issue with commissions up front is it's not cheap. And right now, I'm a one-man show. If you read my posts, I post as though I am an entity. Like I say we a lot because it sounds good when you say we as the business. But I'm a sole proprietorship. If you commission a job through AMP Services, it's me that does it and only me right now. Because of that, it's the time wait on commissions can be lengthy. Usually the speed that I complete them, depending on the size, is quick, but the bigger it is, the longer it might take. The longer or the bigger it is, the more real life stuff can get in the way, so there's that. But the one benefit of, some of the benefits for coming to me are you deal directly with the artist. So when you talk to me about what you want painted, I'm the one painting it, so you have that. And then if you like my personality or like hanging out or just want to support me, you are buying something or paying for something that is being painted by me specifically. So, I mean, not to compare myself to like Bob Ross all the time, which I like him. But like if you go to buy a Bob Ross or a Picasso or something like that, you're buying something because you may like the aesthetic of the art, but you also like the artist. I'm not the best commission artist out there, but if you like what I do and want to support me, you've got that. Plus, if you want painted minis, you've got that. So there's a variety of different things that go into it. One of the other good things about working with me or any one-man show is that, the communication is huge. If you don't like something, generally I'm able to fix it, assuming it's not a whole army repaint. And you get that one-on-one interaction. Some of the studios you go to that are bigger, you're dealing with a customer service person that's doing your quote request or relaying information to the artist, and sometimes there's stuff that's lost in translation. So it really just depends on how you feel about commission stuff, what your price range is. If the price is affordable, do you want to spend it and support me, or do you want to save money and go somewhere else? There's a lot that goes into it. I'll also say that right now I've got 4 commissions in the pipeline. So 2 of those are larger commissions. One of them is for Joe, Gamer Dad in the chat here, decided to book one with me for some scouts, I believe. One is for this client I'm working on now. He's booked another one, but he's got to wait in line. It's for more Imperial Fists because the Primaris Marines came out after he booked this commission. So he's going to add those on, but later. I've got Mortarion and some Chaos Knights that I'm going to be doing that are in the line, and Crimson Fists. The Crimson Fist and the other Imperial Fist commission are going to be the lengthy ones. I will say more often than not when I send out a reply to a quote request, there is a sticker shock. So on my webpage, there's a quote request form, and there's also a thing that breaks down levels in a rough estimate ballpark of what you might expect for a quote request. But that is dependent. Again, there's a lot of factors that go into it, so that's only really a guide to give you an idea of what you might expect. The price may be lower or higher, but that'll at least give you an idea of what to expect before you fire off a quote. I unfortunately do get quotes all the time where people want me to paint, and this is my example I like to go to. They want me to paint 50 Space Marines for $50, and that's just not practical. Commissions aren't cheap. This is my full-time job. This and doing the social media and Twitch and hopefully YouTube eventually. Like, this is what I do. So when I book something, that's basically, if you book a project through me, you're helping me pay bills. You know what I mean? A commission project turns into utilities and food and gas and insurance, and I pay my own health insurance, for example. So when I book commissions, you're keeping me healthy, sort of. So it's part of what goes into it. Yeah, I've got a webcam. The biggest issue right now is, again, the Twitch aspect is new. The painting is not. Painting live is new, but it's all work in progress. As the channel grows, as finances grow, so will the channel. But I've got 75, I think, followers right now on Twitch. So I think what I'm doing right now is sufficient. But again, like I said, as we grow, the amount of money I can allocate to this is going to grow at a commensurate rate. I'm already in the works of getting a better HD capture so that I can have better overlays. One of the issues I have right now, for example, like on the screen, you are seeing, I think right up here, and right here, and then down here, you're seeing like a little paint swatch or brush across the screen that says AMP Services and social media, has all that stuff on it. I'm very limited with those options right now because the software I'm using doesn't support web-based overlays like Streamlabs offers. So like if you follow me when I'm playing a video game, it pops up on the screen and says, thanks, and has a little graphic. My Mac will not do that because the software doesn't support it. Now OBS does support it. The problem is OBS doesn't support this HD capture, so I can't actually stream in OBS until I get a different capture card. Elgato Gaming has not supported Mac efficiently, so I can't do those things. So my first goal right now is to get my new HD capture in and get my initial Twitch stream here more heavily polished with good overlays and good interactive stuff. But right now when I do a stream or a tutorial and I output a lot of these to my YouTube channel as well, they can't see the chat. So for example, they hear me talking, they don't know what I'm talking about. I still output it because it's there, but they don't know. When I get that new capture card and I'm able to use OBS, when you post in chat, it's going to pop up probably somewhere on the screen. I'll adjust the resolution of the actual painting so that everything is smooth and not, it's not covering lots of crazy stuff, but they'll see the chat, so they'll be like, oh, hey, Low Life and asked a question. This is why Justin's talking about commission costs. They'll see that, which is a good thing. Just right now they can't. I'll also have the overlays to show like my little tip cup, so if someone donates or follows, a little thing falls in it, makes noise. But it's all a work in progress. I'm taking it one day at a time. and seeing how it goes. But thus far, I've been streaming the painting stuff. I've done 3 tutorials, so or tutorial giveaways and whatnot. So I've been streaming on that front for 3 weeks. I've been live streaming video games a little bit longer, but it's just kind of me mostly hanging out. The painting is more or less the business aspect. The gaming part's just kind of relaxing and hanging with peeps. And to be honest, even the painting's kind of relaxing and hanging with peeps because I'm just working on commissions, talking to you guys. But in the last 3 weeks, I've seen a nice boost in growth. I mean, again, my channel's small, but it's gone a lot faster than expected because I think people like hanging out and actually doing something interactive. Everybody streams games, and I'll still continue to do it, but everybody does that. This is something a little bit different that there are other people who stream painting, but it's not as common, So maybe a little esoteric. That might be a good way to explain it. Okay. I also like. I don't talk about the giveaways because I'm trying to bribe people. I think if you want to hang out, you want to hang out, and if you win something, cool. But I do think people like the idea that they could win something unique, like these guys you weren't here for. It's a light conversion. These bits are gray because they weren't in the box. This is unique. You're never going to see this exact one unless someone picks up those bits and positions it the exact same way. Same way with this guy, or even those flames I was working on. If I freehand those flames on that salamander model this coming Tuesday, that's going to be a one-of-a-kind. You can try it. I could try and replicate it again, but it's still something unique. So people are getting a piece of art from me, even though it's miniatures and not like traditional oil painting art, but they're getting something cool that it's kind of collectible, and if you like the channel you want to support, you can be like, hey, I got this thing from Justin from Amp Services. Same reason why I'm getting some dice and stuff like that, because all this is from tabletop games, so I'm getting more dice made to give out. I've got some right now, but I'm getting some new waves of them with different colors and slightly better, more clear design on it, and I'm going to give those away. People can get some cool dice. I mean, you play games, if you play 40k and you roll d6, there you go. Even more cool if you win one of these painted models and you get a pair of dice to go with it. So, especially those ones that are supposed to be leaders or leader count as, it's just kind of cool, and it's small. No one spent a crazy amount of money. They just got something cool. I don't know. I don't know if I'm articulating that well, if I'm just rambling. If you guys hang out in the channel enough, you will know that I like to ramble. And Lord 17C knows me in person, and he knows I will ramble. I'll keep talking when people clearly aren't listening, just because I like to talk. So, granted, on stream it's a little bit easier to talk when I know people are here, but I launched my stream earlier. I didn't really blast it on social media because I don't want to spam too much each day, but popped in. I just kind of started talking to myself. So it is a thing, and I think if people like hanging out and listen to me blab, I'm here. I do it when I play PC gaming too, when I live stream in the evenings. I just kind of ramble on. And one of the other things, you weren't here for it, when I switch over to the new HD capture and the new software, I'll actually be able to update my sound stuff on the Mac that I'm streaming through, and I'll be able to get my audio to stream properly. You can hear me talking, but you can't hear the fact that I'm playing music, or if you do, it's really faint. When I stream on the on the PC, you hear all my game chat, you hear everyone in Discord, you hear me, you hear my music, and I can adjust all those volumes, obviously, but you can hear all of it. Right now, you only hear it through the mic. With the new software, you'll be able to hear it like you should, and there'll actually be some background tunes and jams when you're hanging out in the stream when I paint, and it's just, I think it's going to create for a better overall experience. I've also got plans to upgrade this camera at some point too, so I can do better resolution. Right now I'm streaming at 720p. For gaming, with what I do, I think that's fine. You don't need, at least what I'm playing, you don't need the crazy high resolution because it's not like a FPS or anything graphically intensive. It's just kind of hangout time. But for painting, having a better camera for both live streaming and traditional filming for YouTube, it'll be a good tool to have. But got to save up. The camera I want is not cheap at all. So, we'll see what happens. Do-do-do. Got nice and quiet. Got nice and quiet. Welcome whoever just popped in. How you doing? Looks like somebody else popped in. Hey, hey, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Alright guys, it is 9 p.m. Eastern. I have had hardly anything to eat today. I think I'm going to get ready to pop off. Stretching, sorry. Oh man, whew. That felt good, actually. Alright, so let's do a quick recap real fast of stuff that's coming. I did these today. I'm not going to be assembling or teaching how to convert these live, but I will be running a offline video thing from inside Twitch, and I'll be running these for the next, not next week, but the week after and the following week while I'm on vacation, and then I'll get back into doing my tutorial Tuesdays, painting, and these guys will be on that line and given away soon. I do appreciate you guys hanging out, so you kind of got to get to see these live while we rotated them around and whatnot. So I do appreciate all of your support and hanging out, and once I eat, I will be on later playing some games and just winding down. So if you're still bored and want to shoot the breeze, I'll be there. But until I pop back on, I will catch you guys later. Have a good night.